TFNN.
Let's go to our man John from Jacksonville. John, you still on the line with us?
I'm here.
Hey, thanks for calling in.
You're welcome. I'm glad to be here.
You are wonderful. What did you want to look at? Or
No. I just want to give you a big slobbery virtual kiss.
Oh.
I can't tell you how excited I am about your system. I can't tell you how much it's meant for me. I made $23,000 in about a month's time with your system. I do not have one single position that I've lost money on.
Oh, you're too nice.
I am just stunned. I am a moon lover.
It is now time for The Trader's Edge with your host, Steve Rhodes.
11 seconds. You've got 10 seconds. The countdown going on right now. Morrow up to Schultz. 5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes! Unbelievable.
Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, traders. Hi, folks. Welcome. I'm Steve Rhodes, your host of the Trader's Edge, and thanks so much for joining us. I'm coming to you live from the TFNN Television and Radio Network. Yes, Television Network, folks. Go over to the homepage of TFNN. On the third tab, you will see the button for TigerTV. You'll be able to follow this show live. You'll be able to take a look at the charts that I've got on my screen, which will help you immensely because we'll show you where the markets are going. We'll show you the patterns that are setting up, tradable patterns, what it is that you can expect out of the markets. If you're listening to the archive show, thanks so much for doing that. You can catch the archive version of this show on Channel 14. And, folks, we've got some amazing things going on in the markets. Right now, you've got the Dow down 350, the S&P's down 34, the NASDAQ looks like that's down about 67 or so, the small cap's down 14, and, folks, regardless of whether or not we get a bounce out of this market today or tomorrow or Monday or what have you, the markets are going south. So you need to protect yourself. I'm not here. I'm not here to spread fear. I'm here to help you empower yourself and be able to take that fear so that you take action and so that you really take control. Because fear, as we all know, it's typically false evidence appearing real, folks. And what you need to do is you need to learn how to have fear empower you. When a part of the money game here that you play is that what you want to see is you always want to be able to buy stocks at a discount, right? So when you see markets that are moving down, you want to be able to understand what's going on price and volume-wise. We'll take a look at that. You also want to understand in a longer-term perspective what's going on because we're in the worst bear market that you or I have ever experienced. And so you need to be able to take a look at charts because the only way to know where you're going to is to know where you've come from. Because we can take a look, we can tear apart the left side of a chart. But what we've also got is we've got pattern recognition. We've got patterns that set up that help us to identify where it is that we're going to, whether it's candles that we use, whether it's price projections, whether it's ABCs, whether it's Fibonacci. We got it all. You've got access to all of it, and I am so grateful just simply for the opportunity to serve you. This is, I always told you how much I enjoy doing this. I never knew that I enjoyed doing it as much as I absolutely do. Thursdays and Tuesdays are actually my most fun days. I'm going for 3 hours. 3 hours of nothing but energy. It'll take me until Saturday morning to wind down. Just absolutely love being here with you. 877-927-6648. And we've got a caller that was holding on through the last segment that Tom and I were doing. So we're going to go right to Rowdy in Massachusetts. Rowdy, thanks so much for holding on. Maybe we have Rowdy. Do we have Rowdy?
I had said I wanted to look at the TZA, but I would ask if we could look at the SQQQ. I have a question in philosophy, if you could help me on this.
Okay.
When I go into a trade,
yeah.
I usually look for a target. For instance, on the Qs, on this one, I was looking at the 28.48.
Well, I'm going to pull up the Qs for everyone. So let me pull up the Qs here. Okay. So let's walk me through it. So you're
Let
looking.
me get to the Qs.
Okay.
Thanks. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
All right. What I was looking at was the day with some volume on 826.
Okay. So I'm going to come over here to 826, folks, And on August 26th, what Rowdy is looking at on the Qs, the volume that we had there was 91 million shares. Okay?
Right, because this doji looks to me to be about halfway.
Yep.
All right?
Yep.
And so I put in a sell order there.
Okay.
All right? Rather than putting in a stop.
Okay, so that was your price projection. So you were short.
Right.
You're short, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
With the SQQQ, which
you
is
got
the
it.
triple.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah, no, so that's a wonderful thing. Now your stop would be, you'd place your stop above your, where you went short the market.
Right. So yes, I went short at the top there.
Okay. Bless your heart. Good job.
Yeah.
Nice move.
57.03.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So, well, I was actually going to move my stop right now to the bottom of the candle, 55.37 to 55.25.
Yeah, so the bottom of yesterday's candle, which is, that's a smart move. I mean, even though, folks, when you're looking at when you take a look at the candle on my screen, what Rowdy's talking about is a doji, and a doji is really where you have this long wick and you've got a small body in the center. And so right now, that's where it's at. The market's not over for the day,
right.
But, this still is, when you have a gap, when you have these open windows, it shows you a real strong move to either the upside or the downside. In this case here, it is to the downside. And so from a money management, from a trade perspective standpoint, one of the best types of trades that you can get in when you do it is you can get into a trade where once you're in, you can have one cancels the other. So you can have your stop in place so that if your stop gets taken out and the market moves against you, your other order gets closed out as well, because you want to make sure that, if you put in a stop separately and you put in an exit separately, one will not cancel the other. So you got to make sure that you manually go in there, and you would close both of those out. But when you are trading, you absolutely want to have both those. You want to have the worst case scenario, which would be your stop, whatever that would have been, somewhere, above the 57.32 area. And you also want to go ahead and have an exit. You want to have your reward in there and, let the market go ahead and take you out. There's nothing wrong with having a hard, sell or a hard exit strategy at all. I think it's a great thing.
Yeah, especially since I can't be at the screen all day long.
Yeah.
So I have to do that with the things.
Even if you were at the screen
my
here
bread today is what my question is. You and Tom were talking about a bounce coming in here.
Possibly, yes.
Possibly. But there's no time limit on these.
That's right. There is no time limit on that, which is nice, which is where when you go ahead, for example, you were talking about moving your stop down to the low of yesterday. Yeah. Okay, and so, if you move your stop down to the 55.37, your worst case scenario, assuming that there's not, an additional gap and you don't get, gapped up above that, your worst case scenario is that you're going to make about, $2, $2.50 per share or what have you.
It's all right. 10% a couple of days, and nothing wrong with that.
Rowdy, that's a great trade.
5%. I'm sorry.
Yeah, look, it's a great trade. That is the essence really of the money game, is to being able to have a trade setup like it is that you do, that you go ahead and execute. Because you made a comment that you said, especially if I'm not in front of the screen.
Right.
You know what happens to a lot of traders that are in front of the screen? Even though they've got an exit target, if you will, when they get there, they freeze. Then they're not sure what to do, because then what happens? You got good old Uncle Greed, decides to pay a visit and says, well, maybe we can get a little bit more. And then all of a sudden the trade starts moving against them, and then it's like, well, now where do I get out? Now where do I get out? So actually, I think the best way to trade, is to have your rules in place, go ahead and execute, and then make some adjustments to the rules. When Uncle Greed comes to pay a visit, you know what I like to do? I like to then go ahead and put the trailing stop. I like to put his counterpart, in there, which is, Ant Fear, if you will. Okay, the fear, that you're wrong, and there's no reason to necessarily take that risk. And the cool thing is about the trailing stop, especially if it's intraday, is you don't have to worry about those gaps. Even on a day like yesterday, where the market all of a sudden consumed the information that Bernanke provided to us, and the market decided to say, yeah, you know what? We don't like this. We're going to continue to go south. So if you had your stops in place, you got taken out. So I think, you're given a really valuable lesson to all of the listeners out here with regard to how it is that your trade and your thinking process. And I think that, picking out that August 26th high where you had 91 million shares, what's nice about that, folks, is that the actual swing point that we would be taking a look at that has the bigger volume in it was from August the 9th, but the high there was 53.08. That's a logical place where a lot of people would go ahead and put their exits. And what I like about what Rowdy did was he put his a little bit above that because he's not necessarily trying to, buy at the bottom tick or top tick here when in this case here where he sold short, or sell at the top tick or at the bottom tick, when you're, and I think that's the ideal way, because as Tom was saying earlier, that's where you're getting the real meat, and this is a game just simply about being able to compound, your winnings. So it's really, really a great trading strategy. And I think, Tom and I, we talk about, where the market might go. What we don't do is we don't control the market. Instead we look for patterns, we look for ideal places to go ahead and place, stops. We know that we're not going to be right on every trade. We know that we don't have to be right on every trade to make good money in this marketplace. And so when we were talking about stops, it really was taking a look at really the dollar index, Rowdy, because in the dollar index, we've made a Gartley sell pattern, but that doesn't mean, and if that pattern fails, and, right now that pattern would fail somewhere above the 79.40 to 79.76 area. If that pattern fails, that's going to set a run up to at least the top, 81.64. And if that happens, I promise you, your sell order will get taken out.
What is the symbol for looking at the dollar?
Well, the DX, it would really depend on what your
Scott trade. So
yeah, Scott trade. So they probably have some type of symbols index that you can take a look at. But it's the DX. And, and that's an easy way to take a look at it. You can also really take a look at, maybe what's going on with the euro, because the euro is the largest basket of currency inside the dollar index. I believe the euro is like 40%. I can't remember all the figures.
No, I got the DX came up.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So
it shows it at one, it's 854.
Give me 1 second here. Let me pull it back up here. 854. I don't know what that figure. Right now it's trading at 79.13.
Okay, so this isn't it. I'll have to get another symbol.
Yeah. So that might not be it. But what I was also saying is that you could also go over and you could actually take a look at the U.S. dollar euro currency pair, because that's also giving us another signal that the dollar is going to get stronger, that the euro is going to get weaker, because it's about to close below its Gartley sell pattern, which was at the 134, 135 area. Right now it's trading at the lower part of that range, 134.4. So, you're in a good trade. You've got a lot of pressure on the market. What I preferably would like to see is I'd like to see a test of the lows on the IWM, which you had originally called about, because you were looking for the TZA. Yeah, and I'd like to see the Qs actually get down to your exit. I'd like to see it get down just below that and reject that area. To me, that would set up a nice trade maybe for a couple of days. So, Rowdy, thanks so much. Thanks so much for sharing. Thanks so much for teaching our audience.
Shout out to Mike for the seminar last night.
Oh, that's great.
Very good.
That's great. Thanks for doing that. Folks, we'll be right back.
If you're in the market for a jumbo preferred non-conforming loan anywhere from $417,000 all the way up to $3 million, and you have a FICO of at least 720, then Everbank is your answer. As a direct lender with processing, underwriting, and funding all under one roof, Everbank can offer the most competitive rates, greater efficiency, and shorter closing times. Now is the time to act. Everbank offers fixed terms of 10 and 15 years, as well as adjustable terms of 5, 7, and 10 years, including interest-only options on primary residences. For more information, call Everbank today at 877-471-5970 to talk with a member of their concierge team that will walk you through the variety of loans they offer. That's 877-471-5970, and let them know you heard this offer on TFNN. Everbank, 877-471-5970, 877-471-5970.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today. Click Investments Newsletters and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Great Basin Gold is a mining company engaged in the exploration and development of 2 emerging gold properties in Nevada and South Africa with a total resource base of more than 23 million gold ounces. Great Basin's Burnstone mine in South Africa opened in February of this year with a resource of 20 million gold ounces, becoming the first mine to open in the historic Witwatersrand Basin in the last 30 years. The Burnstone mine is projected to have a 25-year mine life and is fully financed with production anticipated to be over 250,000 ounces per year at a cash cost of only $450 per ounce. The Hollister mine in Nevada became fully integrated in the 4th quarter of 2010 with annual production estimates of 110,000 ounces of gold per year over the 8-year mine life at a cash cost of only $527 per ounce. Great Basin Gold is cash flow positive and trades on the Toronto and New York stock exchanges under the symbol GBG. X-Story Gold Mines, an NYSE Amex-listed company trading under the symbol XG, is slated to be the newest gold-silver producer in Argentina. X-Story is forecast to produce more than $250 million in bullion annually, beginning in 2013, at a cash cost of less than $200 for each ounce of gold produced. That forecast will make X-Story one of the highest margin operators in South America and a sector leader in the mining industry. X-Story has $50 million in its treasury, having spent over $60 million to date on drilling and engineering. The ultimate size of its Argentina discovery could be determined by year-end, as results from the 6 drills operating at the site are fully assessed. To find out more about X-Story Gold Mines and their exciting growth potential, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex under the symbol XG.
TFNN introduces Tiger TV. Tiger TV brings you video content to help you succeed in the financial markets and beyond. Investors and traders can get in-depth information, news, commentary, and education for investing and trading equities, options, commodities, forex, futures, and more. Just go to TFNN.com and click Tiger TV and select your favorite channel from the carousel on the left. Grab a popcorn and get ready for Tiger TV, a great new service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by BackTech Environmental. For more information, just click the BackTech banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
It absolutely is, folks. Welcome back, 877-927-6648. And thanks so much for calling in, Rowdy. Some of our folks in the Den folks, and the Den is really one of the coolest things that Tom has created. You know, one of the things that I know when you're trying to take your game to another level, and really, if you're listening on the show, I know that each of us are. I know that each of us aren't going to settle for what it is that we have in our life today because we know that there's more out there. That's really what this is all about. And when you take a look at that, you know, it's so helpful to have a peer group. And there's no better group of traders than that we have in the Tiger's Den. In fact, you should try it out. It's you know, you can try that out for 30 days for free, just like you can try out my newsletter for 30 days. You know, in my case, all you're doing is you're putting down, you know, a credit card, and you get so much education, whether it's from the Den or it's from myself. You got people, you know, you got people that you want to be in the bunker with, you know, and that's what this is. This is a battle. This is a war. This is a battle and a war that we can play because we have strategies. We have strategies like, you know, Rowdy shared with us. And one of the things that the folks in the Den pointed out was that Scottrade apparently doesn't have much in the way of currency tools. So one of the things you might want to check into, I haven't done this for a while, but you might want to check something like Ninja Trader. It's a trading platform, but it's something that you can download for free. I think you can get delay quotes on it and maybe a free feed. So you might want to try something like that, or there might be some other items that might be some other sources that some folks in the Den would share with us so that I could pass that on to you. But you really do want to start understanding currencies. You don't want currency trading to make it feel like, it's something over your head. To me, it's just about pattern recognition in charts. It really doesn't matter what chart it is that's on the screen. Now, when you're taking a look at currency, you're just not taking a look at volume whatsoever. And you just really taking a look at chart patterns, and you're being patient as if you're out there fishing, and you just simply, Rowdy mentioned Mike's candlestick charting webinar that he did last night, and it's important to be able to just tie a couple of tools together. We can help you with your toolbox so that you can learn to trade. One of those tools is really understanding the money management piece of it. And I'm going to go into a money management aspect. Rowdy was calling originally about TZA. Now, I didn't ask if he was in, if he was, and he had a target on that, or he was looking to get in, should there be a pullback. So I'm going to go on the assumption that, we might see a pullback coming into the new moon, coming into the P index dates, coming into perigee, coming into everything that we've got going on in the early part of next week. So let's play that as one of our scenarios. So if that were the case, what the TZA is, folks, that's the triple. And what's so important is I want to teach you how to play the triples, because so many folks, it's a daily investment, vehicle. But beyond that, okay, there's a way that you can play the triples that can really make you so much money. So first, let's take a look at the IWM, because the TZA, is the inverse, is the bearish side of the IWM. Now, the IWM right now, folks, it traded down to a low of 64.30. It's trading at 65.01. And what it's trying to do, it's trying to get down and test the lows of August 9th. The low out there was 63.76. Don't know if it will actually get down there. The volume, it doesn't have the volume at all. The volume that we've got on that candle is 207 million on the 9th right now. Today, through the first 2 hours of trading, we've done 55 million. So there's 3 hours basically of trading left, if you will. A little bit more than that, 3.5 hours. What am I talking about? Anyways, 3.5 hours. 4.5 hours, thank you. In any event, we don't have the volume to bust it down right now. So let's assume the market bounces. So where would the market bounce from here? Well, one of the things that you can do is you can take a look at a retracement tool, and you can go from the high swing point that we started with here, which was September 16th, down to the low that we made today. Let's assume that that's a low. Now, what you want to do is you want to start taking a look at a couple of different retracement levels. Let's first always go to that 0.618, because that's the floor that you come to visit us at TFNN. Absolutely, we're in Suite 618, and that's the floor I always want you to be taking a look at where you would first start putting on a trade. So when we go to the 618 area, and here we're going to go ahead and we're going to play the markets going down, all right, if we're playing the TZA. Well, what else is at this 0.618? Well, it's a beautiful thing. At the 0.618 is the high of August 9th. The high of August 9th is 69.62 in the IWM. 69.08 is the 0.618 of this last move down. So that is the first area that I would start taking a look at, going short the small caps, assuming that we get a bounce out of here. So what does that mean in the TZA? Let's go ahead and pull up the TZA. I've got that here on the screen in a moment. And the 0.618 pullback on the TZA would take us right into the 45.62 area. When we come back, I'm going to show you how you would go ahead and do the money management piece of this trade. So you want to stay tuned for that. And after that, we'll go to Todd in Colorado. 877-927-6648. We'll be back in just a moment, folks.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. If you want to get great trade setups in equity as well as the option market, come over to TFNN.com and test drive my daily newsletter, Market Insights, for 2 weeks absolutely free. Each trade setup comes with a profit projection as well as stop placement. Included in Market Insights is a Twitter alert service. This allows you to take advantage of intraday setups. Volatility is back in the markets. What does that mean to you? To me, it spells short-term opportunity each and every day. The days of trending up on lighter volume are gone. We have come off the highs with volume across the globe. Don't get caught in a complacency trap. Many of the indices have given back 2 months of trading in 1 week. We have a trader's market. You can take advantage of this trader's market by test driving my daily newsletter, Market Insights, free for 2 weeks. Market Insights will give you the edge you're looking for in the markets. Go to TFNN.com, under newsletter, hit the Market Insight tab for your 2-week free test drive right here, right now.
Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, gives traders, investors, and money managers a thorough strategy for trading the gold market. If you're an investor in gold or any of the gold mining equities, this newsletter is an essential tool that can help you become a better trader in the gold market. The Gold Report comes out every Monday with complete coverage of the entire gold market, including the XAU, HUI, the dollar, the bond, the rand, more than 40 different mining equities, as well as some of the most popular precious metal ETFs, including the GDX and the SLV. For as low as $75 per month, you can gain access to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report that will help you take advantage of investment opportunities at the current historic gold price levels. To order your Gold Report today with a free 30-day trial subscription, log on to TFNN.com or call our office directly at 877-518-9190.
Are your cable rates rising? Tired of being pushed around by your provider? It's time to push back. Cut the cable and get Dish Network installed with absolutely no equipment to buy. Here's the best part. Packages start at just $24.99 a month for an entire year. That's right. Call now and get Dish Network installed free. Plus your choice of HBO, Cinemax, or Stars free for 3 months. If you call in right now, Dish Network will also throw in free HD for life. PMG Dish, a Dish Network authorized retailer, is waiting for your call and can have you watching TV as soon as tomorrow. Call 800-565-8010. Imagine all your favorite movies, sports, and shows in crystal clear digital quality for far less money, and you won't have to deal with the cable company anymore. At only $24.99 per month, they're practically giving it away. Call now for full details. Call 800-565-8010. That's 800-565-8010. Again, 800-565-8010. Limited time offer, prices, packages, and programming subject to change without notice. 24-month agreement required. Cancellation fees, auto pay, and paperless billing and other restrictions apply. Call for details.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower your volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angelo O'Brien, financial advisor and certified financial planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
This segment is brought to you by Harmony Gold. For more information, just click the Harmony Gold banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. And Rowdy, a couple of things that were sent off to that I picked up from the den as possible places for you to pick up some currency information, maybe the dollar index, NetDania, D-A-N-I-A, or barchart.com. Just go to the Forex tab or currency tab. So check that out. I've never used it, so I don't know. Now, we were talking about setting up a trade on the TZA. Now, folks, the TZA, so we already talked about the IWM. We talked about how, if you can see the IWM pull back into the 0.618, you're getting up to the top of the swing point on the high volume August 9th date. You really got to key your TZA trade off of what's going on the IWM. Approximately on the TZA, a 0.618 retracement is going to bring you into the 45.61 area. Now, what Rowdy was doing is when he enters a trade, not only does he know where he's entering, he knew where his stop was, and he knew what his exit was. Well, here you just simply would draw just a simple AB equals CD pattern. So if we start off with the 39.81 as being our A point, and our B point is the top, it's the high of what we were at today, and we come back to the 45.61 area, just an A to B equals C to D would take us to $60.93. So right now, we have everything that we need to set up the trade. So how would you set up the trade? Let me pull over onto my screen a little tool here that I am creating for all of my subscribers. And this is really, it's a money management tool that helps you to identify your position size. Now, in this case here, we're talking about the TZA. And we talked about the entry price being $45.61. Now, the most important thing for you to do here, is only trade no more than 1% of your working capital. So if you had $10,000 in trading capital, you're only going to risk $100. Okay, that's when trading these triples or trading just an individual stock. Don't risk more than 1% of your capital. You only need 35 winning trades that you get a 3-for-1 reward on, and you can double your trading capital, folks. So the power of one is so important. Go to Channel 5 on Tiger TV, watch the 30-minute webinar that I did, or better yet, come join Tom and I for the live workshop that we're going to do on October 1st from 8:30 to 11:30. And seats there, folks. Seats, we're going to limit the seating, so you need to go over to the homepage of TFNN and sign up for that now. Now back to the trade here. Okay, when I take a look at a trade, one of the things that I like to always understand is what's the daily noise. I call that the daily range. So this tool here that I've putting together for my subscribers, folks, what it does is it helps me understand exactly what the daily range is. Helps me understand if there's gaps or what have you. And the daily range, the average daily range on the direction shares TZA happens to be $3.89. Now, when you're placing a trade, when you're getting in on a trade, you want to understand what that daily noise is, because you or I cannot control where the market is going to get down to or up to. And you'd like to be able to have your stop outside of that daily range. In fact, you'd like to have it be more than a 1-to-1 outside of that daily range. In this case here, it might be a little bit too high out there. So instead of maybe using 2.7 as a factor, I'll use 1.5 as my factor, meaning that it's going to be 3.89 times 1.5 to actually go ahead and enter that trade. That would be like a $5 stop on this. So that would say my stop on this would be somewhere around the, let's see, do I have this as a long here? Somewhere around the... let's see, my entry point is 45.61. My stop would be somewhere around 39.78. If we take a look at, let's see what's at the 39.78 level here before we go off the air. 39.78, perfect, because, folks, what it does is it brings you underneath the swing point from September 16th. Now, if you went into a trade like that with that stop, because you only risked 1% of your trade, folks, only risked 1% of your trade, you know, what you could do here, if this made its full projection, you'd be looking at 2.6 to 1 reward to risk. Only risk 1% or less on your trades, folks. When we get back, we'll go talk to Todd in Colorado and John in Massachusetts. We'll be right back.
Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today. Click Investments Newsletters and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Studies show that 10,000 hours is what it takes to achieve outstanding results, unless you use the power of leverage. The power of leverage, folks, is key to attaining outstanding success in your trading and investing. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of The Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, and author of Mastering Probability, a daily trading and investment newsletter. Let me take your trading to a new level, a whole new level. Let me teach you the secrets that the real money masters use each and every day to produce consistent financial results. On top of that, I'll transform your life in ways you never thought imaginable. You'll overcome hurdles like an Olympian. Here's the beauty. I'm so certain that I'll transform your life. I'm giving you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Time, folks, something you'll never get back. The time is now to take action. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and order Mastering Probability. It'll change your life forever. At Tiger Metal Exchange, we pay you more for converting your jewelry to cash.
Let's go to Brian in New Jersey. Hey, Brian, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, just want to let you know I did give you some jewelry. My jeweler offered me about $650, but you get a check in the mail tomorrow for about $1,200.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, it's all about honesty when converting your jewelry to cash.
Okay, let's go to Paul in Florida first. Hey, Paul, what's going on?
I want to commend you on the Tiger Metal Exchange. I just did a deal with you guys the other day.
Oh, good.
I'm very happy.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, did you sell us jewelry or did you buy coins off us?
Yeah, I sold you jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What we weighted at was less than you guys said, so, you're totally honest.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we give you the tools to value your gold, and it's absolutely free. Call 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. We've created the easiest, safest, and most honest cash for gold process. Tiger Metal Exchange. It's the only call you need to make.
TFNN introduces Tiger TV. Tiger TV brings you video content to help you succeed in the financial markets and beyond. Investors and traders can get in-depth information, news, commentary, and education for investing and trading equities, options, commodities, forex, futures, and more. Just go to TFNN.com and click Tiger TV and select your favorite channel from the carousel on the left. Grab a popcorn and get ready for Tiger TV, a great new service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by South American Silver Corporation. For more information, just click the South American Silver Corporation banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
It absolutely is, folks. Welcome back. 877-927-6648. You got the Dow down 370. The S&P's down 34. The NASDAQ down 65. The small caps down 14. Let's go to our caller, Todd in Colorado. Todd, thanks so much for holding. Thanks so much for calling.
Good morning, Steve. How are you?
I'm doing great. Yourself?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Oh, good, good. You wanted to look at HOV as a symbol, Hovanian Enterprises?
That's correct.
Okay, tell me what you're doing here and...
Well, I guess I was seeing from August 10th some lower highs, and this is on the short term for sure.
Okay.
And I was just wondering, do you see kind of the bottom of things maybe around $1.20, or if I was going to go long on this, what are your suggestions?
Well, the first thing is, this is in HOV, folks. It's a home builder out there, and you want to talk about, demolition. You want to talk about the reason that you need to be using stops, price projections, and so forth. Is this stock in 2005? So not that long ago, was trading, the high on that was $73.40. And yes, you heard Todd correctly. He was talking about an entry in the dollar range. So you've gone from $75 down to $1. Now, typically when you get a stock like that, that's telling you that you got bankruptcy, that it's not going to be able to make it. Now, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen here, but, you absolutely have to be very cognizant of that, and the money that you're going to go ahead and put at risk here. And so let's go ahead and pull. So I just want to make sure that you're good on, you're clear on that too. Okay.
Well, I appreciate it. I think the whole sector is not only this particular company, but many in that sector. Many charts look the same.
Yes, yes. So now you were looking at specifically. You mentioned August the 10th. So I'm going to go back to the August 10th bar. And at August the 10th, you were looking at what you're looking at what there?
Like I said, I just saw higher lows between August 10th and then coming up to August 24th.
Right.
And then September 7th.
Yeah, this absolutely is still, in a downtrend because, I would take a look more at the fact that it's making lower highs. So you figure if you just have the daily chart, even if you just went back to July 1st, the stock was trading at $2.66. That was the high. You're already down at $1.28. You've already lost 50%. If you were in, for anybody that was in the trade there, and you had 4.4 million shares. Now, if you take a look at really the next high that it makes out there, next lower high is that August 19th date, which is important for us. It makes a high of $2.04. And what's the next high that is, from a swing point standpoint? August 31st, the high there is $1.80. Then you come back and you've got September the 8th, the swing point there, $1.78. So from a, this still is in a, is really in a I say a major downtrend, but how much further, it can only go $1.28 lower, from where it's at right now. So if you were going to take any kind of trade on this, one of the things that you should look at is the actual swing point that really is sticking out there is August the 11th. The low on that, because that's right now the low on the stock, $1.20, and there was 4.2 million shares. Now, what you're trading into that today, because the high on that day was $1.30, and as you know, we're talking right now we're at $1.28. So 4.2 million shares. Let's see what the volume is today. You're coming into it with 1.3 million shares. You say you multiply that times 3. There's a good chance that you're coming into that candle with volume. So the selling pressure, is still there. Are those the folks that got into this thing on July 1st at $2.66? What I would do if you wanted to play this, and you know how I talk about maybe risking 1% of your trading capital? Mm-hmm. Don't do it. Maybe 0.25%. Or 0.5%, but don't do the 1%, on this deal. In fact, if you're to do anything, one of the nicest things to do in trading is actually to add to a winning position. So, if some miracles happen or what have you, and this stock starts, trading upward, I'd rather you have only risked 0.25% or 0.5% and added another 0.5%, to the trade. But in this case here, I think there's some better reward to risk trades out there for you. If you're set on HOV, let it test the bottom, let it test the $1.20, let it do it on lighter volume, and then then maybe what you're taking a look at is you're taking a look at a bounce maybe to the $1.52 area. So which would still be, that would be what, 30% or so on your money. But just be careful, because when stocks like this start trading below $5, especially in this type of economic environment that we're in, what's it going to take to push these guys over the edge? In fact, if we just simply went and took a look at their balance sheet, let me see if I can pull that up here real quickly. If I take a look at the balance sheet, to see how much cash these guys have, and I probably won't be able to do that right now during this segment. 1 second here, I'm going to try real quickly. What I'll do is I'll do it during the break. It shows that they had in October of 2010, so almost a year ago, they had $480,000 in cash. Let me get to the most recent quarter. The question is what's their net working capital here? Not just how much cash do they have, but what's their real net working capital? What are their short-term assets less their liabilities that they've got out there? So, just be careful, Todd. I hope that helps you.
It does. It made me look at some things that I didn't see before. So thank you very much.
Okay, my pleasure. My pleasure. Thanks for calling again. Look forward to hearing from you. Let's go to John in Massachusetts. And, John, you had some questions about some gold coins?
Yes. You hear me well?
You sort of went in and out, but give it a shot.
Okay, I'm on a cell phone driving here, but my question is, by the way, I love your show. This first day I've tuned into it, and I'll be listening many more days.
Well, thanks for that, and thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate that.
I love what you just said, too, to that other caller. It's always a good thing when you can add to a winning position, and that's where I want to start off with on my question to you.
Okay.
I've certainly had some great winning positions and taking some advice from Tom over the years by transferring some 401k money into some gold.
Okay, great.
And I'm very pleased with the outcome. With the changes that are occurring in the market, you feel that the dollar is going to start strengthening.
Yes.
Do I want to take a portion of my profits in gold and transfer them into another vehicle? And
absolutely. Absolutely. You bet. So, John, just hold through the break. When we get back, we'll talk just specifically about that. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back, folks.
Put the power of the Chapman Wave methodology to work for you. No matter what market you trade, what time frame you trade in, or your trading style, the Opening Call, Basil Chapman's daily market newsletter, is bursting with the information and trades you need to become a more successful trader.
I've been using Basil Chapman's Chapman Wave methodology for several years now. His Chapman Wave can be used for any time period for not only equities, but futures, currencies, commodities. I've been also a subscriber of his opening call, which I find an invaluable tool to help me analyze the potential of the market each day. He gives you opportunities to go short and long. It includes recommendations on stocks. I strongly recommend people using the Chapman Wave, and I very, very strongly support the use of his opening call.
To find out more about Basil Chapman and his Chapman Wave methodology, and to get your 2-week free trial of the opening call, a $64 value, visit tfnn.com today.
Looking for some extra cash to help pay off some of your bills? Let Tiger Metal Exchange convert your unwanted jewelry to cash. We pay out 80% of the market price for gold. Our payouts are the highest in the industry, more than double our largest competitors. And we've created the safest, easiest, and most straightforward process for converting your jewelry to cash. Log on to TigerMetalExchange.com and get your free scale, your free eye loop, and get the cash you deserve now. We provide a free online calculator that converts your jewelry to cash at up-to-the-minute spot prices. We insure your items for up to $75,000 per shipment free of charge. We videotape the entire valuation process so that you can view it online. You can call us toll-free at 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. Let Tiger Metal Exchange put more cash in your pocket without ever leaving the comfort of your home. Join the list of thousands of satisfied customers and go to TigerMetalExchange.com. It's the only click you need to make.
Studies show that 10,000 hours is what it takes to achieve outstanding results, unless you use the power of leverage. The power of leverage, folks, is key to attaining outstanding success in your trading and investing. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of The Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, and author of Mastering Probability, a daily trading and investment newsletter. Let me take your trading to a new level, a whole new level. Let me teach you the secrets that the real money masters use each and every day to produce consistent financial results. On top of that, I'll transform your life in ways you never thought imaginable. You'll overcome hurdles like an Olympian. Here's the beauty. I'm so certain that I'll transform your life. I'm giving you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Time, folks. Something you'll never get back. The time is now to take action. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and order Mastering Probability. It'll change your life forever.
Homeowners, did you know a burglar could break into your home and get away in just 5 minutes? A locked door may not be enough to keep a thief out of your home. Think about what you can lose, and then think about this. Now you can get a free security system monitored by ADT, the leader in home security. Pick up your phone now and get free hardware, free medical and fire alert, and free activation. It's an $850 value. Just call Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer, at 1-800-949-8207. You'll get 24-hour protection, and there's no cost for parts or activation. So call now about a free security system monitored by ADT. Call 1-800-949-8207. $99 installation charge. 36-month monitoring agreement at $35.99 a month. Call for terms and conditions to this offer and protect your home license numbers. Call now. 1-800-949-8207. That's 1-800-949-8207.
This segment is brought to you by Great Panther Silver. For more information, just click the Great Panther Silver banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. Thanks so much for joining me, and stick around because following me, we've got the master. We've got Larry Pesavento. And then at 3 to 4, you've got Ken Shreve, Breakout Investing, and Tom O'Brien. He'll take us home from 4 to 6. And let's go back to John in Massachusetts, who's calling us while he's driving. And John, thanks so much for calling in. Now, your question was, what to do with some of the profits that you have from some of the 401k money that you've got in your gold coins, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So now, those coins, you've got those at a third-party facility where they're being housed. Is that it?
That's correct. Yes.
Okay. So one of the trades that, and Tom gave this away I think it was 2 mornings ago, and we've had a number of our clients at Tiger Metal Exchange do just this, and that is that we've got folks that are converting, some or all of their gold holdings into platinum coins. Now, the reason is that when you take a look at, gold, we know we've hit all-time highs. We got up to the 1923 area on September the 9th, I believe, September 6th. And if you take a look at platinum, platinum hasn't had the, they don't talk about platinum in the news, if you will. But if you take a look at platinum, it's trading at about $30 right now below gold. You might pay a little bit more of a premium on the platinum coins. Your preference would be to try to go out and get platinum bars or platinum coins that aren't, eagles, because you're just simply going to pay a premium. But platinum isn't as plentiful, if you will, as gold and silver coins out there, and the high-end platinum is in the 2308 area. So platinum is more difficult to mine, isn't out there like gold is, and so you're going from a strong currency to a metal that should be stronger than it is. And when you're just simply right now, because you've got the two at about par, it becomes a real good trade if you're trying to stay into the metals. And it really doesn't. It's not costing you a whole lot, to be able to pick up some additional gain.
Yeah, no, that's a very, very good point.
Yeah.
I was thinking on the way of leaving a portion of the gold where it's at and selling some of those gold coins and putting it into some kind of dollar index or some kind of fund, pro-share fund.
Sure.
Where, what are your thoughts on that, Steve?
Well, there's nothing wrong with doing that. In fact, if you're going to be trading, whether it's a metal or something else, it's nice to be able to use the ETF because you're not paying a premium, from that standpoint. So, if you're able in your self-directed IRA or retirement fund to be able to do that, then absolutely yes. If you're going to go ahead and go along the dollar, then you're taking a look at the UUP, and right now what you'd want to do is you'd want to buy that on some type of retracement. That assumes that we're going to get a retracement here. It's been very strong, and you'd like to see this thing maybe pull back into it should pull back into the $77 range, maybe get as low as $75, but it should pull back. I would imagine that if we do see a pullback, we do see the market bounce a little bit, you'd see the UUP bounce into the $76 area. So, that makes sense, but what you really want to do, and since you just heard my show, I want to teach you the power of one, that 1% rule. So please go to Tiger TV, Channel 5. There's a 30-minute webcast that I did, and go take a look at that because, that is part of the real secret to managing your money and making it grow. So thanks so much for calling. This is the end of our show, and we're going to go to Larry next, folks. And folks, I love being here with you. And you know why? Because you've got an amazing power, folks, and that power is so strong it'll bring about miraculous outcomes. You can build billion-dollar businesses. You can produce a life of abundance, but mostly you can be magnificent money masters. Folks, thanks for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. Have a great day. Bye-bye.